When I put these on, the feel like, oh, I mean, it's like putting on, I don't know, it's truly fit like a glove, as they say. How's it going? Bubba Albrecht with Giver, visiting Austin from Jackson, Wyoming, our home base for Giver. Really excited to be here talking through Giver gloves and why they're so awesome. Giver, we're based in Jackson, Wyoming. We have had an awesome history of existing in garages and living rooms and invading a lot of our roommate space, especially in the early days, but it's been very reliant upon a community who's willing to support us. The term, the background of it, originates from Ontario, Canada. Giver, oftentimes said, is like, all right, let's just go out and give her today. Or, hey, hurry up, let's give her. It means you're gonna do something to the maximum. So gloves, and one reason we get real fired up about them is if you have cold or wet or non-functional hands, it's really hard to do anything, especially when it comes to the outdoors, whether it being skiing or snowboarding or cross-country skiing or snowmobiling or ice fishing or whatever it is you love to do outside. If you have cold hands or you don't have the ability to use your fingers, it's very rare that you're able to do much. And it could be as simple as someone like my mom, if she's with a grandkid sledding at the park and she has cold hands, like she's not gonna have fun with her grandkids sledding in the park. Your car breaks down or someone else's car is broken down and it's in the middle of a winter storm and you're needing to jump it or change a tire, you want to have the equipment that you can rely on. So having a pair of gloves that enable you to do what it is you need to do, whether for yourself or to help another, it's always being prepared. So where it all began with gloves is with the classic glove. So this is your kind of all-around use case glove, cow leather exterior, but the reason that we call it the classic glove is it really spans all use cases, temperature-wise, functionality, what you're gonna use them for, and just truly like having on hand to be used anytime. So I'm gonna break it down from the inside out. Inside, we've got 40 grams thinsulate insulation. So it's just enough to provide warmth and protection, but it's not so bulky that you feel like you're sticking your hand into a marshmallow. Pretty robust leather. It's like 1.1 millimeters thick. You'll see, different kind of tones and shades because we bake each pair in an oven. We preheat them, take them out, put them on, and then we're gonna coat them in beeswax. It's gonna have a little bit of texture on the outside, but that waxing helps to protect the cow leather for the long haul. When you first get them, they're gonna be a little bit snug, but they break in shape and form to your hand. We've tried to keep things as simple as possible. Reinforced stitching, got the elastic wrist, making it easy to put on, easy to take off. Got a couple of clips here on the side. So if you did want to say clip them to your backpack or say you want to hang them up when you get back from a day's adventuring, make it easy to keep them together. That is the classic gloves. So if you expose the classic gloves to the ooze from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you end up with the Four Season gloves. So we had a lot of raving fans in the early days who were like, these are awesome gloves, but I need something that's a little bit beefier to be out and duck hunting when it's 30 degrees, ripping wind, tons of rain, or lots of snow, variable conditions. Big differences you'll see here. We've got an elastic cuff here at the wrist. So as they're put on, you end up with what is more a closed system. So the air is not going to be circulating and it's going to keep your hands warmer for longer. It's got a nice little leather strap here that helps you to be able to put them on, take them off. When talking about the different layers, working from the inside out. So again, you have a really soft internal shell that's that thinsulate insulation. Then you're gonna have what is a heat shield, kind of heat reflector membrane that's on the outside of the glove. Gonna prevent wind from ripping through there and just keep that heat circulating on the inside. Then there's a Hypora membrane, and that functions just the same as Gore-Tex or the other waterproof technologies, such that water in its liquid form cannot get in, but in the vapor form it can escape. So breathability is essential in this whole setup. On the outside, you have a little bit thicker cowhide leather. It's about 1.2 millimeters thick. And you can see in several areas we have reinforced patches that are sewn on. And then on the outside, rather than the branded logo, we have the raised emboss, which is a sweet texture and a look. Other pieces that are worthy of note. So we got a metal D-ring here at the bottom, something just a little more heavy duty, as the Four Season gloves are meant to go into the worst of the worst, or in some cases, the best of the best. Very excited to Be launching several other styles of gloves, some that are different kind of weights or for specific use cases. There's a lot of mitten folks out there, and the Frontier mitten does not disappoint. Basically taking the insulation system from the Four Season gloves and more or less doubling it. These are great. I've used them down to minus 36, 37 degrees Fahrenheit, but whatever cold is to mitten wearers, this is your solution. Another product, the lightweight gloves, just the leather. Cow leather exterior has a thin laminate that just gives it some structure. The goal for these is kind of warmer weather or warmer climate gloves. Whether you're running a climbing rope, working on a ranch, doing yard work, these are the gloves for you. When it comes to sizing, we're gonna guide you through our sizing chart. Most importantly, it's gonna be measurements of the wrist, the circumference, as well as the length from the base of your wrist to the tips of your fingers. For the most part, males are gonna wear size large, and for females, it's about 55% or small. So from there, you can kind of tweak as needed. But one thing that's really important to note is these gloves are designed and intended to be snug to start. And snug, I know, is a subjective term, but when I say snug, basically, as you put the gloves on and you make a fist, you're gonna wanna feel pressure here on the outside knuckles as well as in between the fingers. The goal is you want your fingers to be at the tip, but again, snug. Trust us, because we've been working on this for many years, that like the gloves will truly evolve, shape, and form to your hands. I recommend to folks that as soon as you get them, especially before you get out in the coldest temperatures, that you wanna put them on and just kind of begin working them in. Think of it like a baseball glove or a pair of boots, that you start off snug and then it forms and shapes around, whether it be your feet or your hands. One thing we recommend is that oven acceleration method. So you can put them in an oven, set it about 180, 190 degrees for about 3 to 4 minutes. That's just gonna soften up the leather and all the layers. Take them out when they're nice and warm, put them on your hands, and just, again, trying to work them in, just like I'm doing here. If you have any activities like shoveling, or outdoor chores, which I know everyone loves to do, anything where you're exerting force on your hands, or if you have a chin-up bar or kettlebells, you'll see a tremendous difference after you've kind of warmed them up in the oven. And then the best way to break them in is just to use them. So whatever it is you're doing outside, even if you wouldn't naturally wear gloves to do it, or if they're a little more insulated than you would want, all of those use cases help to accelerate that break-in process. So when it comes to the breaking in the gloves, the goal is it's a very small window where you're breaking them in to have a very long span of time in which you're using them. The argument of, hey, I can go buy a pair for 15 bucks at the grocery store or the hardware store. Yes, you can, but these are built such that you're gonna last 3 to 5 times as long as your standard gloves. The character and the patina that kind of comes out on these gloves is one that we celebrate and is indicative of the gloves being designed to last you through many seasons and, you know, far outlast any alternative product. Our customers have been fans for a long time of having their name or initials on their gloves, that once they are branded, they're truly become yours. We work really hard to make sure that what we're gonna bring to you is something that we ourselves like wholeheartedly believe in. Much thanks to all you Huckberry folks and Huckberry customers, the family. We'll see you out there.